in a major way.
100.
You're just trying to disrupt the thing any way that you can.
Come on, we're about to go live anyway, innit?
Yes, sir.
Right, yeah. No, but you're 100% right, man. Okay, welcome back to the Bad Slave podcast. Hold on. Let me just. Okay, so welcome to episode 7 of the Bad Slave podcast, part 2 with Brixton Jesus. Because last night I was having some issues with the battery. We had to cut off early, so we wanted to, carry on reasoning because there was a lot of things we wanted to speak about. We wanted to cover in depth that we didn't get to cover yesterday. So one of the things I wanted to talk about, because we was talking about like fatherhood. This was like a topic that was being covered. Talking about obviously the roles of fathers, the effects of fathers when they're absent fathers, this sort of thing. Anyway, wanted to get, but and plenty other things as well, because we kind of cut off early yesterday. We only did about just over an hour, and on top of that, we had a stream that cut out as well. So we had about another 25 minutes that we lost as well. So anyway, we're back. So yeah.
All right, man. So welcome back, everybody that's joined us again. I am back. I am Mark Anthony, aka Brixton Jesus. This time I've taken you guys down to my kitchen because I'm cooking right now. I've got to cook some spicy chicken and pumpkin soup for my daughter.
Come on.
You know what I mean? And for the old man downstairs and for me. So I'm in the process of doing that right now.
Yeah.
I'm a good way through the process as well.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm just needing the flour to make the dumpling.
Yeah.
So we're going to do some reasoning with some seasoning this evening.
Come on. And you're a man who's always cooking.
Always.
And like you said, you've got an elderly neighbor that you care for, basically. You mentioned this yesterday.
Correct.
Yeah. So,
but it's not just him. I cook a bit. I've got a massive pot. So obviously there are always people outside. You know what I mean? Who don't have nothing to eat. And after I deal with the old man downstairs, after I deal with my daughter, I go and deal with the hungry.
Yeah.
Because I know that I got food at home.
Yeah.
Even when my daughter's here and I'm teaching her how to cook soup and we're cooking together, we finish cooking, then we go out and feed the hungry first.
Okay.
We know that we're hungry.
Yeah,
but we've got food in the kitchen. We go out and feed some hungry people first. Then we come back and we eat because we must do our duty to look after those less fortunate first. And she understands that concept. So that's why, I love the results of what her mother and I have cultivated.
Is there a lot of people doing this kind of thing in South London? Because I've seen that guy, the guy that does it in Croydon. Is it Ring? I don't want to get it wrong. Is it Ringo?
I know. I met Ringo before.
Yeah, that's it, Ringo. Yeah. And I've seen
him.
You
know what it is? There's more people doing this than you think, but most of us are not even talking about it on social media. Ringo's been doing his thing from long before he even made it a public thing.
Yeah.
And salute to Ringo and all the other people out here trying to take care of people that society doesn't really care about.
Yeah.
And there's an infinite amount of us out here doing this. But the thing is, you won't know because most of us don't really talk about it that much. And the only reason why I even mention it to you is because it's part and parcel of Rastafari liberty, which is something I had to explain for the viewers who may not be 100 that up to par with Rastafari and the rules and regulations or what kind of obligations we have to those less fortunate to us. Again, characteristics, hold on. Characteristics of what Christ would actually do.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to emulate or pretend to be Jesus, but I try to follow some of the teachings and live certain of the guidelines according to scripture that were left for us. I'm not a Christian. Told you all that already. I was born in the church, but I defected from the church at about 13, 14 years old.
Yeah.
And my life has been a journey of finding my way.
Yeah.
Now here I am, now Bingi Rastafari, community servant, as I always have been, because that's what I was doing while I was finding my way. I was serving my community.
Yeah.
And even at a point where I was creative, I was serving bars.
Yeah.
In the studio. And some of that will return soon. There's a lot of things that's going to be popping in this new year. And you know what the biggest thing is, bro? I told you this privately, but one of the main things that was holding me back is that I needed a reliable cameraman. It didn't have to be great. I just needed someone who could shoot and edit. And now that I've got my daughter who has those basic skills, who will get better with each piece of work she does, I'm ready to take MEMG to the next step and get more work done, because now I know I've got a reliable shooter who wants to be there, who wants to do things, who knows that this is her legacy that she's building with me now.
Yeah, of course.
But she's been coming to work with me since 7 years old and getting paid, so she knows it's something tangible. It's not just some fantasy pie in the sky thing.
Yeah.
She's 18 now. That's almost 10 years ago was her first day at work with me getting paid.
Seen.
And the reason why it wasn't working with anyone else is because I just had to wait for her to be ready.
Yeah.
I wasn't meant to do it with all of these other niggas. I wasn't meant to do it, sorry. I wasn't meant to do it with all of these other clowns.
Yeah. Facts. That's that. Even me. Sometimes I sit there and think, I should like manage some younger artists or something. And then I think, you know what? Really and truly, I could just wait a couple years, my daughter, and have her release music. Do you know what I mean? So, and really and truly, I know how good she is. You know what I mean? So yeah, it makes sense. You know what I mean? Because, like you were saying on yesterday's, when I mentioned yesterday, do you record any other artists? And how quick you said no. Yeah,
no.
And I was laughing because I was like, shit, it's not just me then. Like literally, like, I don't like dealing with artists. Full stop.
If somebody wants to record, I'll send you to a studio to go and record.
Yeah.
But you just better make sure that you got your money. I'll let you know what your bare minimum budget you need to have together is before you even go down there. Make sure you got at least 175 minimum. If you ain't got 175 for studio time, you can't book with the studio that I'll send you to.
Yeah, of course.
You understand? And that's 2 hours. But you see, the thing is, if you pay for that 2 hours, people are like, 175, 2 hours. You see, if you pay for your 175, 2 hours, and you pay that with no issues, you'll get more than 2 hours worth of work. Man will record, but man will also put some effort into mixing for you, depending on your attitude. If you put your hand in your pocket for that 175 for that particular producer engineer, who's SG, Stevie, the one I was talking to you about earlier. Yeah. If you pay him his money and you don't give him no grab, he will look after you. I know that because I've known him since 18 years old.
Yeah.
Some of his beats, like he worked on Getolutionary with me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was the one that first showed me about the difference between Mac and Windows. When we was recording one time, we was actually building a song from scratch. Yeah. And then the electricity cut out. Now, up until that point, I'd only worked with people on PC, so I thought it was over. Yeah? I thought it was over. But it's like, no, man, relax. Let's go to the shop and top of the light and come back. We came back, yeah? A man turned on the old Mac and it came right back to where we left off. I said, oh my God, I'm never getting a PC for studio.
Yeah.
And from there, I was a Mac man before I even had my own Mac. I said, if I get any money, I'd rather get an old Mac than a newer PC.
Yeah.
And I've been Apple orientated since, because even though technology has moved on now, Windows would probably save your work now, but still, Mac has always been the most efficient and user-friendly interface for me. Plus, I like using Logic.
Yeah.
You can use Logic on a Windows PC, but you've got to do so much simulating of an Apple operating system. It don't even make no sense.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the PCs just can't handle it. That's what it is. They got certain of these programs. They're no good. Like they can run the programs, but they can't run them smoothly. Do you know what I mean?
Well, ultimately, Apple bought Logic, and that's why. Like I said, you can make a Hackintosh. I've had one before, but they're just not. You're better off just customizing your own Mac, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Better off just customizing your own Mac, mate.
That's it, man.
So, yeah, I'm not interested in recording no artists. I built my studio to be my studio, not to be the studio.
Yeah.
I built it so I can be self-sufficient and run my own operation in my own time, and I don't need no equipment from nobody.
Mm.
And I can do what I need to do. And I built my daughter a matching studio as well.
Yeah.
So that we can work. Because the wonderful thing about Apple ecosystem is me and my daughter can screen share and work together in real time.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? So we do that with our studies.
Mm.
We go through revision and coursework together.
Yeah, yeah.
Because when she went to Brit School and she was studying applied theatre, she's not studying applied theatre. We are studying applied theatre.
Yeah, 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 of course.
When she's at university studying for the degree that she's studying for now, which I'm not going to talk about because I don't want to talk too much of my daughter's business.
Yeah.
She's not studying for that degree. We are studying for that degree.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm really studying.
See.
Because I really want to help her produce the best possible work.
Yeah.
She's doing it. I'm not doing it for her.
Yeah.
But two heads are better than one if you're on a mission, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So she's always had that support.
Yeah, fair play, man. Fair play. Do you think a lot of kids that are coming up in this day and age, do you think they're lacking, even if their parents are about, yeah? Do you think they're lacking maybe like moral support or like certain encouragement or even just involvement from their parents?
100%. I was one of those kids.
Yeah.
I never had none of my parents around during my childhood, really.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And even children living in single parent households, a lot of the times mothers are overwhelmed with the duty of trying to raise a child on their own.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times they can fall short in their parenting duties as a result of it, but a lot of them just won't admit it. And the children suffer as a result.
Yeah.
You understand? There's plenty of women who know that the fathers are more than competent, but their ego is stopping them from saying, look, just take the child, I can't manage.
Yeah.
And a lot of us would take our child and let you still keep claiming the benefits, you know? But a lot of them just don't want to, like, they're so reliant and dependent upon that, they can't even think of the possibility of losing that government paycheck.
So
you understand?
So they're more concerned with that. So like a lot of them
are, to be fair. No, I'm not saying all of them.
Yeah,
I'm not throwing everybody with one brush.
Yeah, of course. But there's like cases where like the novelty of being a parent was worn off, and it's just that. But I suppose the government make people dependent. They put people in not the government, sorry, but that's just not they put the people in them situations, but that's just the situations people find themselves in where they're dependent of government.
People find themselves dependent as a result of making a series of bad choices.
Yeah, that's true. This is what it is. I don't think people are ready to hear it like that. Do you know what I mean? I'm saying it in a nice way, yeah, but I don't think people are ready to hear it like, do you know what I mean? Like really and truly.
Jesus Christ was not nice.
Yeah.
Brixton Jesus is not nice. You understand? But I am the truth. I promise. Yeah. And we can't be nice about it, because being too nice is why we are in this state. It's because people are not really feeling the shame for the shameful behavior that they're keeping up. And I'm bringing shame back. Yeah,
because you were saying yesterday about the deadbeat dad myth, yeah? And how that, I mean, I look into these things as well. How that a lot of the time, now don't get me wrong, there is plenty of cases of bad fathers out there. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
There's cases of bad parenting, full stop. Yeah, but then there is cases of manipulation. Do you know what I mean? Where
100%.
You understand? And there is cases of parental parental alienation being labeled as deadbeat. You understand? So someone could be actually so for instance here, you could stop a man seeing his kid, right? He ain't seen his kid in however long. Someone asks, oh, where's the kid's dad? Oh, he's fucked off.
I don't know. No. This is the wickedest.
Yeah.
This is the wickedest. This is what they do.
Yeah.
And when they go like that, they know that automatically, with the perceived victimhood of women, you're letting people assume the dad just abandoned you because you don't know what happened. Bitch, you know exactly why the dad ain't around. You probably don't even know who the real dad is yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why you're by
We were
yourself with
talking
that
about this
picture.
yesterday with the paternity thing as well, innit?
Facts,
Don't get me
bro.
wrong. Don't get me wrong. I don't think this speaks for every case. You know what I mean? Because I see some mad parents, full stop. Do you know what I mean? I see some just, don't get me wrong. I tell you where I saw a load of bad mothers. Steve, you know where I saw a lot of bad mothers? Literally in the freedom movement. Do you know what I mean?
Bro.
No, I'll be honest with you. I saw a lot of bad mothers in the freedom movement.
Bro.
Right? And having their kids in care. And a lot of the time, these kids are in care because when push came to shove and they said, all right, you ain't keeping that kid, yeah? Where's the dad? They start making up some story. Oh, he's off. He's with the traveling circus. He's nowhere to be seen. All right, cool. Chuck him in the orphanage then. And this is what's
I'm
going
just gonna
on.
go off camera, but I can hear you. Keep talking, bro.
Yeah, that's calm. That's calm. So that's what I found. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not gonna. But I found a lot of bad mums in the freedom movement with kids. We don't talk to them, and you got to ask yourself, like, what the hell's going on? Like, what is actually going on? But then again, at the same time, in that same movement, a lot of bad fathers, you know what I mean? A lot of bad fathers who I won't even get into. So I think like me personally, I think human beings all round are fucked, but it doesn't distract from the certain shit women do that's fucked up. There's certain things men do that's fucked up. But I think humans in general are flawed from the off. Do you know what I mean? And as time goes on, it gets even worse. And
I'm gonna go on, fam. Finish.
There's an even bigger, a wider gap or bigger disconnect between men and women. And the way, yeah, it's a bit mad. But that's how it is, isn't it? That's how the world's going. And you have to fucking accept it, adapt to it, or you're literally going to crumble within it. Do you know what I mean?
I'm gonna be real with you, bro. There's certain things that have crept up into modern day society that are not natural, that are not normal, and I will absolutely never, ever accept, bro.
Yeah,
ever.
Society as a whole is fucked.
Don't care about society as a whole.
I know. It's not saying you have to join it. It's just saying
I do, but I don't, and I'll tell you why. I care about people. I care about humanity overall.
Yeah.
But for the most part, most of us, we have some sense of right and wrong. Do you understand what I'm saying? We have some sense of right and wrong.
Yeah.
There's a common thread of decency that runs throughout humanity that is slowly being erased from society because we're removing shame from society. All right? I am one of those people who's bringing shame back for that very reason, because it's gone too far, and people need to start feeling ashamed again. Of shameful behavior. Yeah.
Because society is moving very much towards a more liberal, as people would say.
Right.
Society is moving towards a more liberal
and I can tell you this, and this ain't got nothing to do with politics. I am Jamaican. That means I come from a conservative background. Conservative. That means very serious when it comes to matters of decency, manners, respect. Do you understand what I'm saying? These kind of things that society seems to be losing over time, but I want to fight to keep hold of, because these are the kind of things that stop society from delving too far into degeneracy.
Yeah.
And I think that as these morals and these things people are becoming or raising the shame for are slowly disappearing, the madness of what is happening in society is becoming more prevalent. The crazy things are becoming more prevalent. The crazy behavior is becoming more prevalent because we're ignoring the smaller cases of the mad behavior and normalizing it.
Well, you got to think, yeah. Prior to, I always bring up Aleister Crowley, Aleister Crowley's influence and the whole 60s and that, yeah. So prior to that, most people were Catholic or Protestant in Britain. Obviously, in the Caribbean, very Christian. So people had a lot of Christian. The society was interwoven with these values, and like you said, even though you grew up in the church, it's even when you go into Rastafari, you're still reading the same Bible. Do you know what I mean? But you just have a better understanding of the Bible. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's not like these principles are something that is like interwoven with Jamaicans culturally as well. Do you see what I'm saying? So when it all started, from like the 70s, 80s, less people started going to church. People become less religious, more atheism, and as a result, like for example, there's a I don't really want to name him actually because I'm not really trying to. I'm not trying to like cause drama with people for the simple fact
you don't even have to mention his name. Just name.
I'm not going to mention.
Just talk about what kind of
organization. He was shook. He was shook to come and debate me 5 years ago anyway. So that's the reason. You know what I mean? But
if he's too scared to have the conversation, we're definitely not calling his name out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But this guy, this was crazy about it. Yeah. So he used to just come for me online all the time, right? He's a pro-vaxxer and all that. And I used to just be like, oh, you know what I mean? He'd be coming for me, like trying to draw me out. The man tried to ask me if Black Lives Matter. Do you think Black Lives Matter? I thought this guy tried to mug me off, yeah. But I just, you know what I mean, ignored it. And then one day I saw that he wrote like that how he was in the church, and he was like he used to go to church and he was basically like a born again Christian for most of his life, and he only had stopped going to church about 2 years ago. And I was like, my mind was blown because I said, let me explain something to you, bruv. I was like, bruv, so this is what's crazy, yeah. I said, I went to church when I was younger, yeah. I was like yourself, by teenage years, I was out, I was sneaking, you know what I mean? I was trying to get out. Once I was out, I was gone. Yeah. So once I was gone, I was outside, I was smoking weed, I was drinking, dabbling with two other substances, yeah. Doing all kinds of madness.
Own it, bruv. Own it.
Right.
You come full cycle, own it.
But I'm like, bruv, hold on a minute, yeah. I said, okay, cool. This guy, yeah, I'm like, okay, I've done myself damage in it. So I've done myself damage. You can visibly see it, yeah. But this damage was over a period of 20 years, right? Or whatever, 15, 20 years. I was like, bruv, you're telling me you've been out the church for 2 years and this is what you've done to yourself. Do you know what I mean? My man had neon green hair. It was just mad, isn't it? And it literally, he knows who he is anyway, because they're still trying to get me to like address certain things that he said, because he's come out with some anti-Islam stuff now, and it's all gone mad. You know when the socialists start to tweak, because 1 minute they were saying free Palestine, and then now they've said some Islamophobic stuff. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, the point I was trying to make with him is like, it's like you see how quickly these people switch, and then he's become like a proper. He hates religion now. Hates religion. He was like, I was in a cult, and I said, you know what, bruv, I'm not being funny. I'm no Christian. I don't go to church or nothing like that. I said, bruv, you'd probably do better going back to church. You know, so I said to him. I said, you'd probably be better off going back to church. You get me? You're a backslider. You know what I mean? And he lost.
He probably is one of them.
He lost it. He lost it. Bro.
Oh my God.
I'll show you. I'll show you in a minute. Like, cause I ain't gonna get into it on this, but I want to get it. I'm just, you know what I mean? But yeah, my man lost it. Wanted to smash my face in. You get me? And it's just
it's funny how angry these demons get, yeah?
Yeah.
When they try to rile you up and get you angry, and you don't get angry, but they get angry because you don't get angry. Ain't that crazy? Like, they get angry because you're laughing at them, and they try. And the thing is, the first thing that a lot of them try to do is rage bait with racism. They think as soon as they say, "Oh, you black," I'm gonna fly off the handle and lose my shit. Them days there, if you're not standing right in front of me, and sometimes even if you are,
yeah,
I might not whoop your ass. I might just strip you naked and take you apart piece by piece with words in front of everyone.
yeah.
For that,
Yeah,
you understand? And then after that, I might invite you to step outside if you think you're hard enough.
Mm.
Yeah, because after I take people apart in front of witnesses, the witnesses know you're intellectually inferior. Now I'm going to call your bluff and I'm going to invite you outside. Are you going to come outside? I promise you that none of the people, the men who've run their mouth to me on the internet, are the type of men that will step outside. Not one of them, bro. I've never had an argument or got threats from anyone on the internet that would actually step outside if I was standing in front of them in real life. Not a single solitary soul, bro.
Yeah. And this is
why they make the most threats.
Yeah, and this is why I don't even like to get, like like how it used to, how I used to be before on my lives. I'd have all the passer. Yeah. I'd have all the passer on my lives. Yeah. But I realize a lot of people were just using my platform to vent negativity.
And I want you to notice something.
Yeah.
Notice how noticeably absent I was during your passer stage.
Yeah. I know you don't get involved in the passer, but I realize
I still fucks with you.
Yeah.
But I don't want these people thinking that they even have access to me like that by proxy. Do you understand?
Yeah, of course. No,
I knew that you were going to level up. I knew that you were going to get serious because I knew that you were working and I knew that you were building a brand and you've been doing it consistently. And I've seen it working. When you cleared the space for me to sell my project, my stuff on your stall, people were still coming to buy Bad Slave stuff. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I wasn't selling your merch. Your merch was selling itself. Bad Slave just goes hand in hand with rebellion.
Yeah. That's it, man.
Everyone that was there, even the families, pretty much are rebels. They're rebelling. Yeah. And they're teaching their kids to rebel in a comfortable, safe manner in this group. You understand what I'm saying?
But what I would say with Bad Slave, I don't like. I wouldn't want the brand to be misrepresented in terms of people thinking that it's a brand that is aligned with politics in any kind of way.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I wouldn't want anyone, like, you see what I'm saying? So this is why, don't get me wrong, yeah. I got people that voted for Labour, people that are into their politics and this and that. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I wouldn't speak to someone. I wouldn't do a podcast with someone because they voted or they vote. That's up to them, innit? But my thing is definitely not that. Do you know what I mean? My thing is definitely not aligned. My thing is definitely not aligned any way, shape or form to stop the boats or anything like that. It's not it's not against any kind, you understand? There's none of that sort of stuff. There's no, that's what I want everyone to be clear. It's got nothing to do with any kind of division. Do you see what I'm saying? And I don't mind people have their own views because there's many different reasons for why people have their own views. That's up to them. When people try and put these views in, you know what I mean, put these words in my mouth and try and act like, okay, this brand is representing the division that these people are pushing, regardless of who they're pushing it on. Yeah, I have to distance myself from that sort of thing. So that's all I'll say. So even though, okay, everyone has their own path that they're on. Yeah, I definitely have to make a distinction not to be mixed up with certain people. Certain people you may have seen me with, you may have seen us online. Come on.
Yeah. Swift, my G.
Come on, why not? Yeah, man.
Feel it, man. Yeah.
It was that easy.
If only. And I swear down, you know that I would if I could.
I know. Come on.
It would be at least a G, at least a gram.
Yeah. So but you know, with Bad Slave as well, what I wanted people to understand is, you know, I set up Bad Slave when I wasn't living in London when I set up Bad Slave, but regardless, my roots are in South London. So I'm not doing anything not aligning myself with anybody who is going to offend or disrespect the people of South London. So if you're saying Muslim this, Muslim that, but these times here, I ain't a Muslim. I got a gang of Muslim friends in South London. If they're getting offended by what you're saying, yeah, do you see what I'm saying? Because you think one way about Muslims, and then I can't be aligned with these sort of people, innit? Obviously, people that are pushing anti-immigrant rhetoric, cool, you can push it whatever you want. You can do whatever you like, yeah. But understand
But you can do it over there.
You can't do that stuff around us because you got to remember, we live in a society where there's lots of different people from all these different backgrounds. Now, at the end of the day, these so-called hard men, right? When they want to target someone, when they want to be the fucking bully, they're not going to come to me and say nothing. They're going to go to some Asian auntie or some little kid, some little black mixed race kid, and they're going to trouble him. And the reason I know that is because that's how it was when I was young. Yeah. So I can't get behind anything like that. So when we're talking about, I want to get into it too much, but when we talk about people, associates in the anti-vax movement, and that, I have to be very clear of who I associate with, because I wouldn't ever. Basically, it's a sort of thing. If I see somebody harassing, attacking some innocent victim because they're from, like, don't get me wrong, whoever it is, but if I see it happening, I'll step in it. So anyone pushing the narrative of illegal immigrants, creating hostility towards them, the truth of the matter is that hostility that's aimed towards illegal immigrants is not gonna, it's gonna end up being towards a guy who's lived in the UK for 30 years, and then it might even be
for 3 generations.
Do you see what I'm saying?
That's worked and paid national insurance.
Yeah,
do you understand? And paid the tax and national insurance that allowed you, and 3 generations of you to be benefit scroungers.
Yeah, that's it. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's just too crazy. It's, you know, I'm not even having like certain, like someone
bloody immigrants taking all our jobs as neuroscientists and doctors. How dare they?
This is what I'm not even having conversations with these people. The door for dialogue is closed.
How dare the Windrush generation, like my granddad, come over and rebuild Brixton after the war, and even built IT in London studios. So anytime you watch the news on ITV, my granddad built that. How dare they?
This is the thing, but you know, it will take a lot of energy trying to explain that stuff to people, and they're never really gonna. Do you know what I mean? They're never really gonna.
Well, to be fair to you,
absorb the information.
The only energy that we need is to do specific episodes highlighting specific information, which I will do on my platform certain time. You can come over and join me if you want.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Because historical accuracy is more my thing. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, I'll be going through colonialism. I'll be going through the myths and facts of slavery.
Yeah.
Pardon me. And uprising and overthrowing the oppressors. I'll be going through the myths and facts of the Windrush generation.
Yeah.
I'll be going through the myths and facts of Jamaican culture, the different aspects of Jamaican culture, the different types of it.
Yeah.
Hardworking, working class people versus degenerates, and how we separate the degenerates from the working class in every society. But for some reason, everyone just likes to group all Jamaicans together. Do
you know what it is? Do you know what I don't like about, you see, this whole freedom movement, anti-vax movement, right? You know what I don't like about it, bruv? Right?
It's very racist under the surface.
Yeah, it's that. But what I don't like, and I've called them out already, but I find that because I'm a Jamaican, I'm half Jamaican, innit? Obviously, man was born in the UK. Yeah, I still identify as Jamaican. Yeah, even more so than I identify as Dominican. Yeah, you get me? I have Dominican flags everywhere, but if you ask me, I identify as Jamaican. I mean,
well, the thing is, I've never seen you claim Jamaica and not claim your other nation. Is it Dominica?
But it's only because with Dominica, because it's a small island, it needs that extra push. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It needs that extra push. But same way, Yeah, Jamaica influenced all them islands anyway. So Jamaica has a massive influence. And when I see a lot of drum and bass getting used, a lot of reggae, I see a lot of people dreading up their hair, and rapping and stuff like that. Yeah. And I'm like, well, with like you said, in it, with a racist undercurrent, it's just a bit mad. And
it's crazy.
It's a bit mad. And that's one other thing. Because people have got onto me, and rightly so. You know what I mean? And it's like these worlds don't mix, and they don't mix for a reason, because the people that are bringing in the racism and that sort of mindset, they're dragging it down. Do you know what I mean? They're just dragging it down. So I could go into detail, and I could, but I'm not gonna, because I think I've said enough.
The thing is this, like, we've got time, and the beautiful thing about time is things could happen over time that could make us decide that actually next week I'm actually gonna go in on that, because I let you lot slide, and you're talking spicy, like you thought that I wouldn't talk about it. So we're gonna talk about it today. Like, that's the wonderful thing about time.
Yeah, of course.
Like, people that I've let slide, you understand what I'm saying? I let them slide. They got excited. They really got it twisted and think that I didn't have to address certain things. No, and that's one of the reasons why, as soon as people call my name out, as soon as I get the word, I'm there immediately. And that's why I'm glad that I live my life in a way, where people will defend my name in a room when I'm not there.
Yeah.
People notify me that someone is talking shit and putting smut on my name in real time when it happens. People who me and them have had disagreements, but they're so real, they can't stand by and say, nah, he's actually one of the men that we need in our community. I can't let that run. I've got to at least show it.
Yeah.
So I'm not even going to mention no names, but you know what? There's a couple of you, and you know who you are, ladies. Salute to you. Because I don't want them getting no backlash as a result of that, because a man's trying to make me out to be a predator, and it's women that's defending my name.
That's all crazy, because again, there's a certain vibe, a certain energy that was running on my platform for the last 5 years between two parties. Now, one of them parties, I'm not doing nothing with them anywhere. I haven't done nothing with them for years. So, and I've addressed everything that my issues was surrounding them, and no one wanted to come on. And like I said, in it, I'm not interested in people's comments, in it. People want to, mate. Like I said to you, I think I said to you on the phone, bruv. I've had people commenting on my page, whose kids is in an orphanage, bruv. Do you see what I'm saying? I've had people whose kids
the audacity,
is in an orphanage.
The audacity, bro.
Exactly. The kids is, you know what I mean? And I've had these kind of people commenting on my page. Jump on the live. That's what I say. I've been saying to people, jump on the live. Yeah. But when it's easy to comment and disappear and say your little thing, do you know what I mean? So, like I said,
bro, I know where my kids are. My daughter.
Yeah, come on. It's easy to criticize. You see the person who stands up and does something like what I'm doing. It's easy to criticize, yeah. But what is hard to do is get your kids signed back over to you from whatever council took them off you. Yeah, that's a madness. And this is what people need to understand. Before you're sitting there worried about what I'm doing, you need to think, why have these women that is talking my name, why has their kids been taken off them? Do you see what I'm saying? Why their kids been taken off them? Like, you know what I mean? I ain't saying I'm fucking Mr. Perfect, but before you get to do you know what I mean? You need to look into this sort of stuff. And this is what, like you were saying, audacity. It's audacity. These are people that are I'm not entertaining comments. If people want to, like I said, if people want to come up on the live, people want to jump on the live. I do these podcasts all the time. If people want to get in the podcast and they want to argue with me on the podcast, whatever, that's fine. But people want to come out in comments and then give me their reasons of why they don't want to get on the platform. That's cool, but the platform was never designed for this anyway. It wasn't. I never built this platform so we could just have a load of madness every single day. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not entertaining.
Don't worry.
I'm not entertaining comments. If people, because you know what it is. If people want to get up and say stuff, yeah. Remember, people can say whatever they want to whoever they want, yeah. But I remember, I live probably nowhere near any of you, yeah. People crossing each other's paths in London. It can be.
Can you see me better now, bro?
Sorry. See better.
Is that lighting better? Can you see me better?
It looks all right anyway. It's depending on where you stand. It looks all right though.
Yeah, cool.
Right. Yeah, it's calm.
Right.
So yeah, I'm not really in the passer because the last time a few months ago, I had a load of I can't remember who it was, but I had a load of people arguing on my post, arguing with each other, but then all coming to me. He said this about this one's you. All of this stuff was going on, right? And then I was like, okay, because I'm just trying. Remember, I'm just at this point. I'm not trying to run a podcast. Yeah, I'm trying to run I'm probably trying to make an album, and I'm trying to run a clothing brand. So that's all I'm trying to do. I'm not even trying to get into any drama or anything. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, cool. If you don't want to have an argument, let's set up the podcast and let's make some entertainment out of it. Since everyone wants to kick off, no one was on it. So I was like, this is just a waste of my time. This is just ultimately a waste of my time. If people want to crash out, then jump on the live and crash out. Do you know what I mean? Don't be crashing out in the comment. I ain't got time for this. I literally don't have time. If people want to crash out, you could do it for entertainment. You could do it for some fucking views or whatever, yeah? But if you're not willing to crash out, yeah, like none of these people that I've had dealings with, then there's just no point. You may as well just let me get on with what I've been trying to get on with, which is promoting people. I'm interviewing people, artists, creatives, people, you know what I mean?
If there's one thing that I can say that I've seen with you consistently, yeah, and this is what I've seen with you consistently, especially in these later years, is you've gone out of your way to avoid the promotion of degenerate behavior. In fact, you've gone out of your way to condemn degenerate behavior. And it's made you public enemy number one to a certain degree. But I know that feeling. But
you know the thing is,
I'm a fireband Rasta. I've been fire on a lot of things.
Do you know the thing is though, Mark? Yeah, right. People will sit there and say, "Oh, they think it's a witch hunt, and I'm going trying to search for racists." Yeah, anybody who's been outed as a racist, or I've had to say, okay, fair enough. Yeah, there's been a string of people before that who've come to me telling me this. I'm the one who's like, okay, cool. So any other, and I don't want to get into all the other stuff because, like I said, I've tried to keep it off this channel as much as I can, yeah. But like you said, there was some disturbing things, yeah. Now, I did not go out of my way to find out madness about people like that. You understand? If anything, it's only happened because these people decide to give problems to me, and
this is what happens, yeah.
Their ops got in touch.
This is what happens. When you're someone who actually serves the community, yeah, and tries to live your life like a decent human being, people forget, yeah, because the same reason they hate you is the same thing they forget about when they're trying to slander you. A lot of these people, they don't have a problem with me. They have a problem with the way that other people love me. They hate the way that other people love me. Yeah.
A lot of them hate the way their girls look at me. Do you see what I'm saying? And I'm not even. Do you see what I'm saying? A lot of them hate the way their girls look at me.
I wasn't even going to mention that part. That's the factor as well.
It's not even something I dwell on, but this is what I'm saying. A lot of these guys probably don't like the way their girls look at me. Do you see what I'm saying? God knows.
Or the way their girl don't look at them.
Whatever. Do you see what I'm saying? And this is not me dissing. This is not me dissing anybody, but this is things that I have no control of. But
listen, what I can say is this, yeah. I reckon that part of the reason why somebody was getting onto me so much is because somebody didn't like how their girl was pretty much moving like a fan of mine. And I think it was starting to sting.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm going to say, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like that.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Even these people here, like I said, bro, low vibrational. Do you know what I mean? Like literally, I feel like, you know what? I'd rather just not be involved with these people. They're like a weight. They're like a dead weight. And it's like, literally, it's just look at them, some of them. You know what I mean? Like alcoholics,
degenerates, addicts,
dark rings round their eyes. You know,
sexual predators, confirmed sexual predators, confirmed neglectful parents and abusive parents.
That's what I'm saying. So
or at the very least, confirmed, deemed unfit and incapable and incompetent.
Exactly. And it's like, well, there we go in it. So why are we even like speaking to these people? Why are these
That
people even in the
I have
conversation?
3 children, and I know where they are. Yeah, my daughter's home for the holidays. In a couple of days, she's going back to student dorms at uni, and my sons, they're with their mum. Do you understand what I'm saying? They've been with them, but they're gonna be like, you know, they're gonna be 4 years old soon. They're cool, they're good. I know that they're eating well. I know they're being looked after. I know their diet is okay, and I know their mum is into a lot of natural things like me. She's even more serious than I am when it comes to the natural thing. So that's something I don't need to worry about as well. So, there's swings and roundabouts to certain things that I've been through with my children's mothers, but there's certain things that I knew that they will be okay with, because I did to a certain degree make some level of conscious decision when I was making those choices. I didn't just randomly drop my seed everywhere, or I'd have 20 picnic, 23 you, 20 baby mother, real bad man, ninja man flex. That's not what I was trying to do. You get me?
Yeah.
Now that I've gotten through raising one to adulthood, like fathering my boys when I have the opportunity is easy. And any children that I have after that, it's going to be easy. It's not going to be entirely easy, but it's easy when you had children young and then you have children later, because you've done this already.
Yeah, it's definitely it's definitely like one thing I will say. It's definitely easier in a sense where, you know what I mean, when you've grown a few children, you already know, you know what I mean, certain things like to keep them engaged in that. But one thing that I say has changed, yeah, of being a parent at this age to a toddler, is my back. Do you know what I mean? I was trying to dance literally because, you know what I mean, I was trying to dance around with my daughter. At one point, I just heard, you know, you hear that creak, and you're like,
wow,
and that's it, and you're like, I'm just gonna sit down for 5 minutes. You know what I mean?
Oh no, terror.
And I'm still a bit stiff. You know what I mean? So, that's one thing.
You gotta get Victoria to stretch you out with some of them yoga poses.
Boy.
She'll know the right ones. No, for real, no, she'll know the right ones for you to decompress your spine. That's important, bro. Because I don't do yoga.
Yeah.
But even my ex taught me a couple yoga poses to help me decompress my spine. And I got a brethren that's a chiropractor as well, so I can just pay him a change, which is nowhere near the regular rates,
of course,
and get a decompression session. You know them way then,
and
an alignment. I haven't done it for enough years, but I need to do it regularly, like once every few months, because I'm getting older, and it really does make a difference, bro.
Yeah. Well,
this is the thing, really does make a difference.
When you are getting older, this is what I see. I got this thing, yeah. People like my age come to me for like fitness advice, yeah. And my advice is always like, if you want to be fit in your 40s, start in your 20s. So it's a bit hard for me to give like actual, because if you are going to be a parent in this sort of age, yeah, believe me,
you got to be fit for it, man.
Bruv, you got to be fully handled. Like, imagine my son's a teenager, bruv. He's gaining, you know what I mean? He's gaining, you know what I mean? Yeah, so he's catching up to me. Do you see what I'm saying?
Of course.
It's not a joke. In a couple of years, he'll be able to physically move me around. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you need to be on point, you know?
And the older we get, the more rapid that decline is. This is one of the reasons why
you have to increase.
We're in my kitchen right now. You just saw me chopping up raw ingredients to make. I'm actually making spicy chicken and pumpkin soup.
Yeah.
This evening, because I haven't made chicken soup in years. My daughter is just getting over a stomach bug that's going around. So I'm going to meet her tomorrow. We're going to go, because my dad and her mum are buried in the same cemetery, innit?
Yeah.
So I'm going to link her. I'm going to give her soup. We're going to go and see her granddad and her mum and reason with them and pour libation with them for a little while. We're going to hang out for a little while together. And then I'm going to drop her off. And then I'm going to, carry on with the rest of my day. Because I know that she might even be going back the day after tomorrow, within the next couple of days after that.
Yeah.
So, I've pretty much, blew some money on her over the holiday. She's got everything that she wants. She's got everything that she needs. She's got money in her pocket and her card and her purse. in her account. She's set. She's good to go. Her hair's done.
Yeah,
She's ready to go back up. I just need to drop off her soup, spend a little quality daddy-daughter time with her, give her some hugs and kisses, and send her back up there with love and praise and protection, you know?
Yeah, cool.
And that's that. I've got to make her some deodorant as well. But yeah, bro, like, and then she's set. So she's an adult. She can pretty much take care of herself now. I still had to take care of her. She's still my baby, but for the most part, she's pretty independent now.
Yeah.
Like, I can look back at this point, at this stage of her life, like, I was terrified when she was first going up there, bro. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now that she's completed a semester, I've been in touch with her the whole time.
Yeah.
I know that she's going to be all right, because this would be the most difficult year to adjust. And she's...
Yeah, fair enough.
When it comes to adversity, she's a lot like dad. She's like, okay, this is hard, this is tough, this is sad, but am I going to sit down and cry forever, or am I going to power through it? And she always chooses to power through it. So when it comes to certain things, she and I both have to look in this year and get serious. I've got things that I've got to look in and get serious about. So has she. So we can't let each other down this year, because we actually want to do certain things. And now she's ready to kind of step into her role. She's head of visual now at MEMG.
Okay.
Because it's just us two.
Yeah.
And I'm the audio specialist, and she's a visual specialist. But you know what? We've gone through enough talk of degenerate people and the kind of people that we don't really need to address anymore. Let's talk about the future and the things that we got lined up, man. So let me ask you a couple questions now. Where is Bad Slave as a brand now, and what are you looking towards in the future?
So at the moment, I'd say we're a brand that's kind of it's kind of come out of what it's come out of. It's kind of come from that anti-vax sort of, not to say it is from that or anything to do with that, but
it was born during that whole thing, though.
Yeah, it was born during that era. But it's
like Bad Slave is definitely, that name says it was born out of rebellion.
Yeah, but it's definitely something where, it's had to reconnect with the real rebellion. You understand? So it's something.
You saying there's a part where it started to drift a bit, and you have to pull it back.
What it is, it's easy to think you're a rebel because you watched a couple David Icke videos,
and you wear the merch.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's easy to think you're a rebel because you've been following info wars or whatever it is. You know what I mean, or you feel like you're awake, whatever. Yeah, but really and truly, not a lot of these people live the life for real. Yeah, do you see what I'm saying? So,
Facts.
I say, I've been in London with the real rebels. You understand? With the real outlaws. You understand? With the real people who live outside the system. Yeah, do you see what I'm saying? Not people who brought their way out, or people who are just so fucked up they can't even exist within it.
They can't even function in regular society. They're just an outcast of society. Yeah, they're not actually a rebel.
Live in trailers and stuff on the roadside in Bristol and Glastonbury and them places. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know what I mean? Where what I realize is a lot of these are different kinds of rebellion. So there's the rebels you get a lot of in the West Country, who are people who have just dropped out of society. They have no real goal or ambitions, but to just basically scrape through life, getting as much cider and ketamine as they can. Then you've got
trying to get into every festival they know for free.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is this, yeah. I don't care if you're trying to find a way to get in without a ticket, if you're willing to work for your admission,
of course,
and actually help around. But a lot of people, they like to pretend to help around so that they can get free admission. But when they're there, they ain't actually doing no work.
Yeah, because a lot of these people, they're from a subsection of society of useless or primarily useless people.
Dossers, mate.
So they have no real skills. These are people that have no real skills. So they're, you could use, these are people who you would use for litter picking, scanning people's wristbands. That's not to diss them jobs, but that would probably be as good as it gets for them. So you got them sort of people.
And those are the kind of people who still find a way to fuck it up somehow.
Yeah, of course they fuck up because
the most simple task.
They lack, because what it is, they latch on to people that are doing serious things. So they latch on to people that are actually setting up the festival, trying to make something work, and they've got these idiots around them. And then you have what I call the Weatherspoons movement, or what them lot, the ones who got awake from listening to Russell Brand and start becoming Christians, and you get me, and then Trump's followers, you understand. And it's like at the end of the day,
the suddenly radical Christians who are taking drugs for most of their fucking life and suddenly had an awakening and think they're going to start preaching to man, and they don't even know what kind of background I come from.
Basically, they're going to try and educate me, and then it's like ultimately
on something I was born into.
Yeah, a lot of these people, they then turn around and they start saying, all right, raise the flag, which is like cool. But you do realize the British flag, it was called, it's a Roman flag, isn't it? It's like a Britannia. It was like the empire was like a Roman construct.
Well, the English flag, which is just the white flag with the red cross, is a Phoenician flag.
Bro, you know what we can't even get into that right now. Yeah, you're right. It is.
And if you look on the shields of the dragons when you enter the city of London, it's the same red and white Phoenician flag. Yeah, look in the Bible for who the Phoenicians are.
I know, but you see what you see.
And I'm saying that to the audience.
Yeah, well, you see, like where the Phoenicians got that flag from, and what that flag was used for later. You understand? And why
the Templar Crusades, all sorts of atrocities.
Yeah. No, do you know what though? Like I said, they like to call it the St. George's Cross. You know what I mean? They like to call it that. Do you know what I mean? The cross of St. George. But obviously, St. George was carrying it. So if St. George was carrying the flag of somewhere, you understand? So it wasn't. He didn't make up the cross. That's like if I was running around with a Jamaica flag, and then someone decided to say, "Oh yeah, terrorist flag."
Oh, that's a terrorist. That's a terrorist. That's the flag of Saint Terror.
Yeah, exactly. Do you see what I'm saying? But one thing I realized with like patriotic English people, they want to scream and shout and sniff coke and drink beer and knock people out. They don't want to get into the actual truth around their flag and that. So that's why we don't dialogue with them.
And they're actually terrified at the thought of actually going against the real enemy.
Yeah, we don't.
That's.
And you know why they don't like? Do you know why they hate? Do you know why they hate it? Yeah, because I'm one of them people. It's like, look, I refuse. I'm now refusing to dialogue with these people, so they want to get angry, and it's I'll come and smash you in, and it's like I don't mind that. You can come and fight me if you want. I don't mind that, but I'm not going to sit down and dialogue with you. It's not going to happen. Do you know what I mean?
We've even got professionals. We've even got professionals on board. Andrew will line it up in the gym.
Do you see what I'm saying?
In a safe environment with people who can whoop both our asses to make sure that I don't take it too far.
Exactly, but you know. All of that is just to try and be in the mix and be in the convo, and it's like it gets to the point where, you know what, sometimes it gets boring, like some of the people you've mentioned earlier on. Sometimes it gets boring, and it's like, you know what, mate, let me just check this battery. We're all right, we're okay for battery at the moment. Yeah, sometimes it gets boring, and it just gets to the point where I don't want to have conversations with dishonest people. Do you know what I mean? Ultimately, that's what the problem I have with some of these like right-wing conspiracy theorists sort of people. It's not that what they're saying is offensive or anything like that. It's just they're just dishonest people. You know what I mean? Like even
if you really take a look in their closets, where the skeletons they got in there are mad. They really should be quiet.
You see,
should be criticizing anybody with the lifestyle that they live in. It's crazy.
So.
Bro, it's crazy.
Yeah, and obviously, like to be honest, big up to Jay Pont, because he was the only man who said what he wanted to say. Yeah, but a lot of people jumped behind him and looked at him as a spokesperson of the stuff that they really thought, but hadn't got the bottle to say. So it lets you know what kind of people we got in these little scenes, you know what I mean?
You know, the thing is as well, I never really had an issue with Jay Pont, yeah?
No, me neither.
The only issue that Jay Pont had is this, yeah? Jay Pont was very quick to tell spicy jokes, even slightly racist ones, yeah? And I've been very clear on my views on racism. I want to make it clear to all the viewers right now, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm not sensitive when it comes to racism. Take a good look at me. I am. Do you see the way the light just? You get me? I am not sensitive when it comes to racism. I love racist jokes.
Yeah.
Give me the best ones you got. I want to hear your bars. No, listen. Some of that shit is so funny. I will laugh. You understand what I'm saying? But you see, just remember that when I start cooking, the jokes that I have are going to be historically accurate about your genetic presence on this planet.
Yeah.
And I can back it up with receipts as well. And when we start talking about, when people start using the friendly term Neanderthal around and calling me a Neanderthal and all these kind of things, and this is where I've got to start bringing up some history and talk about who found who and where certain people were found and how some people are only a couple thousand years old. And do you understand what I'm saying? Man, start going through certain things and we talk about who's really civilized and who's uncivilized, because it seems like the civilized people, the so-called civilized people who were civilized in the world, were responsible for the most egregious atrocities and savagery.
Well, even nowadays in England, when people are talking about the dangers on the streets and stuff like that, you know, I don't see groups of, even though, you know, there's talk about Muslims, I don't see crowds of Muslim men acting in an aggressive hooligan type manner. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't see gangs of big grown Muslim men, 40 years old, chasing people down and kicking their head in. I have seen that from plenty British football hooligan types throughout. Do you know what I mean? So when you're talking about,
ended up under the feet of the Millwall firm.
Yeah, I used to live near Millwall, right next to just off Old Kent Road, South Bermondsey, around that area. I used to live around there, right near Millwall Football Club.
Yeah, bro.
I didn't have any clashes with them though. I never really caught them on match day.
That's what happened. I got caught on match day. I wasn't them time that I've lived in Bermondsey, but it was different by the time I lived there. It was still Bermondsey, mind you, and I was near the Blue. But by that time, it was like the past the 2000s. You understand?
Bermondsey was calm. Bermondsey was a calm place to live. I'm not going to lie. I lived in Bermondsey.
I lived there for a little while, but when I lived there, like I said, it was way later. When I got caught slipping there was the year 2000. Yeah. And that was, I think it was it was either 2000 or early 2001. West Ham and Millwall were in the championship playoff to get into the Premier League. And I think the second leg might have been at the Den, and Millwall lost, so they never ended up getting in the Premier League, and West Ham got in the Premier League, and so these guys were just looking for trouble. Do you understand what I'm saying? And my brethren that I went to check, he lived there. He told me, Mark, let's just get our food and go home early, bro, because I'm telling you, this ain't the kind of place man want to be walking up and down. I live it. I should have listened to it, but I didn't, innit? So by the time we got our food, it was peak. But I survived that situation. I had to it was a messy one. One day I'll tell that story. But I survived it. And basically that was the first time I saw the number 1 bus. Because remember, I'm from Brixton. So I've seen the number 2. I've seen the number 3. I always wondered where the number 1 was. And when I'm getting run down by this mob of racist Millwall supporters, rude boy, baying for blood, that's when I saw the number 1 bus. And the driver slowed down a little bit. And he opened the door and let us on, and he just made an announcement and told everyone on the bus, we're not going to stop for the next 2 stops. As you can see, this mob is chasing these 2 young men. So we're going to skip the next 2 stops. So that these guys don't have a chance to catch up. Because remember, when it's a mob and it's in the home area, people are joining in. So as the ones at the front get tired, there's fresh legs.
Course.
Man really had to skip the next 3 stops. But everybody on the bus was cool. Nobody complained. They were all glad to just get the bus back to save our lives. Like not one single person on the bus was like, "Carl, because of you guys, I got not one single person." They all saw this baying mob running down these 2 black boys in their Millwall shirts, blood. We're 16 years old, bro.
Madness, isn't it?
That was crazy. Do you understand what I'm saying? That was crazy. So what I do know is this: anytime I've had a racist encounter, it's always been when they feel they have the advantage with numbers, or if they feel like they're gonna bluff and they can intimidate me. And I don't allow either of those things to happen. I try not to be in too many environments where I'll be vastly outnumbered and there's nobody that looks like me around, or there's just not enough of people that look like me. I try not to be in too many environments like that, because that's always where racist people get brave, when they have numbers.
Yeah.
When the numbers are kind of even, or the numbers are only 2 to 1, they're not brave. When the numbers are 4 to 1, 5 to 1, that's when they're brave.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I find that where I live, like around Devon, it's not like I couldn't imagine it really. Do you know what I mean? But I know these things do happen. Do you see what I'm saying? I know they happen. I know these.
Trust me.
But I suppose I don't go to pubs. I don't go to clubs. Do you know what I mean?
These are places that I avoid, because I used to be a bartender. So I've had to, I've had to get dark on certain colleagues for getting too comfortable with how they're talking.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons that when I was like working out on the plantation, or if I'm working out in the field, or, out in the retail sector or whatever, I don't do too much of that. Oh, let's go for drinks after. I don't do too much of that.
Yeah.
I'll only do that with literally 1 or 2, or I might do it with the group once in a very, very blue moon, but I'm one of the first to leave. I'm leaving before the lines get blurred about how comfortable people can be and what kind of jokes they can make. I'm leaving before alcohol blurs too much of them lines. I'm leaving while they're getting still good, before anyone falls out.
Yeah.
When I come into work the next day, half of the staff ain't talking to each other. I'm cool with everybody.
Yeah. I think,
like that.
I think with, what it is with racism though, it's one of them things where, like, you get what you tolerate. I know it might sound harsh, but in this country, you get what you tolerate. Like with me, I've been adamant I'm not even having it. Now, most of my incidents have been recorded by the police. It's got to the stage now. They're just, oh, okay, never mind. Do you see what I'm saying? Whereas you'd think they would be coming for me. You'd think they'd be coming heavy-handed. I'm just waiting there, because it's like, you know what? At some point, the failing isn't on me. The failing is on the fact that people are still comfortable to walk around doing it when it's illegal. Do you know what I mean? When it's actually illegal, that's a failing of the law, not me. And I ain't got to tolerate it. So
what I do is, with all the guys that are gonna have to run that fade when I see them, the racism and the threats that they've made, I've taken screenshots of them and I've got them archived. So you see, when that day comes and I buck up on certain man and I ask them, so what was you saying on the internet? And they start stumbling and fumbling and they get their ass whooped. I'm just going to show the police, if the police get involved, I'm going to show the police the threats that they made and all the things that they said they were going to do to me.
Yeah.
And I said, you can take these threats how you want, but I take them very seriously.
Yeah. You have to. Because you got to think.
I am my daughter's only surviving parent.
Yeah.
I am not letting anybody take me away from her.
Yeah.
He'll have to go first.
Yeah.
I serve too many people in this community. There are too many people that depend on me.
Yeah.
I will be a loss to society. So I cannot be lost for this degenerate to still be here, being the scum of society.
100%. No, I agree. That's how I am. I'm like, at the end of the day, man, I'm not having it. Not having it, mate. You basically, you can't fucking punish me for this prick. Do you know what I mean? You can't. Do you know what I mean? If you punish,
not only that, I have the evidence to support the fact that, threats have been made against me, and I also always stay with the ability to be able to be calm while explaining myself and my actions, and not crumbling under pressure when police try to put pressure on me and accuse me of things. No, I have a right to defend myself from assault and threats of physical assault.
Yeah, of course.
And if I find myself in the vicinity of somebody and I ask them, that threat that you made, did you mean it? Or, if I challenge them to say it to my face and they don't, then I don't know, like, people are getting locked up for their opinion on Facebook. Okay, but if somebody makes threats on Facebook, you're not going to do anything about it. So when you get the arse hooked, that's when you're going to do something about it.
Yeah. Of course.
Come on, man.
Yeah. So yeah, people need to.
You know what I mean?
People need
All
to be put
right.
in line sometimes, isn't it? That's how it goes.
They do, bro. You understand? The thing is that we've
Mm.
never actually been able to 100% rely on the police to police our communities. We've always had to police our communities ourselves, police them from predators,
Well,
police them from troublemakers.
yeah, 100%. And this is the thing. Right now, even the way the police are policed now with their cameras and that body cam, yeah, even they have to take a lot of abuse of some of these dickheads. Some of these same dickheads that are giving me abuse, the police having to listen to them, chatting shit to them. And back in the day, if it was in the 80s, he would have just got a truncheon around the side of his head. He wouldn't even got taken in.
Facts.
He would have got the truncheon, but even still, he would have still got given a pass because he would have been like licked him down, and that would have been it. He wouldn't have made a big deal out of it. But nowadays, the police's hands are tied, and you can see sometimes the police want to fucking smash someone's head in, and the person deserves it because the person.
The thing is this, yeah? I want to make a perfect example. I've been on the opposite end of the spectrum where I can't stand how police deal with people and they've dealt with me wrong. Yeah, bear
100%.
with me because I got to turn over my pot, but you'll still be able to hear me.
No.
Yeah. So I've been on the end of overly heavy-handed policing and overzealous policemen. You understand? I know what that feels like, yeah? So when I see police actually doing their job properly and dealing with the actual troublemakers and dealing with the actual disruptors who are going out of their way to be disruptive and to tear down things that are meant to keep order in society, bro, that's what I pay my taxes for.
Yeah. Of course.
That's what I work and I pay my taxes for,
This is
bro.
one thing I'll give the police in Devon credit for. Yeah. Like I've met some decent police officers that have done their public service. Like they've helped one couple of them helped me when I broke down on the motorway. I was fucked. Like he knows what I was in a situation. No, I had no credit on my phone was dead. And no one could help me. You know what I mean? The car was on the side of the road. They were just gonna tow it.
You said you was down bad.
They you know what I mean? So I ain't gonna, and I've noticed the policing in London and the policing in other places, like the policing in Manchester, Birmingham, and London and Leeds is pretty poor from what I've experienced. You understand? And in some of the towns around London as well, Guildford, Watford, and various places. Yeah. I think when you come out of, do you know what it is? In London, yeah, a policeman can adhere to the stereotypes. He can see a couple young black boys, say, you know what, I'm going to search these guys because they might have whatever on them, whatever they might have weapons or they might have drugs or, do you know what I mean? But you can't really down here. You can't really target people. Do you see what I'm saying? Because it's not really that the demographics isn't the same. So you've got people doing bits and pieces, but it's not necessarily
the opportunity to be discriminatory isn't even there for the most part.
Not so much, no, because you might see a couple black boys who go to the college or go to the uni. They're not up there on, don't get me wrong, you might have the occasional county lines man, but they might keep themselves out of the way. So you know what I mean? It's not like you don't have a presence like it is in London. You can go down the street in London, you see man posted up on you don't see that down here in Devon. You might see it in Bristol and certain places. You ain't gonna see that in Devon. So the police can't do their whatever it is to like gauge who's doing what based upon race. It's more of a case of
case by case basis.
But yeah, pretty much. Don't get me wrong. It's down here. It's more drug related, petty crime in it, and it's not like. Do you know what I mean? Pretty much.
All right, bro. Check this out. Yeah. This is some chicken, spicing chicken and pumpkin soup. It's got yam. It's got chocho. It's got potato. It's got chicken. It's got corn. It's got carrots. It's got dumpling. So give me a second, because this is the pot for Mr. Harris, and he's downstairs. So I'm gonna go and bring this to him quickly.
Our battery's getting a bit low.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, so we might as well. But
All right then. Well, you know what?
It's been a good show. It's been a good show.
Thank you to everyone for tuning in. This is Brixton Jesus signing off. Terrell, we're gonna link up again for sure, real soon.
We need to do a part 3 because
a part 3, man.
We still got some more things to cover. So yeah, but
100%.
Big up though. Do you know what I mean? And
100%. More seasoning, more reasoning. You get me?
Yeah, I like that still, man. And yeah, and I can't wait for the cooking show to start again, man.
It's coming, bro. It's coming.
Putting that up on YouTube, man. You get me?
It's coming. Yeah. All right, man. Big up, Terrell. We'll link up soon.